Hi guys and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that short little break and you're nice and refreshed for the rest of the show. Just in case you have forgotten to chat to me, it's facebook.com/learn extra. The page is quiet, but maybe that's because you guys are just hard at work. I know Steffi is watching. I just want to give you a bit of a wave from me and Haley. Thank you for posting on our page, Steffi, and it's so nice seeing you. Also, Doctor says that he's tired because he's been cleaning the classroom, but I think that's pretty cool that you actually got involved and cleaned your space. I think that's really awesome. So guys, don't forget to post questions on the page. We are here to help you. Any questions, even inspiring quotes. Come on guys, where's those inspiring quotes for me today? I'll read them out on the show. So Haley, should we continue?
Absolutely.
Take
Thanks,
it
Cindy.
away.
I also think I need some inspiring quotes.
Me
That could
too.
Be nice. Come on, guys. Send us something. Okay, let's carry on with the question. Right, so now we're looking for the volume of the circular money box. And they've given us the formula. And this is what I said to you guys. They're going to give you the formula, so you don't have to really panic. So let's get a orange pen. So we're looking for the volume, and we're going to do pi, which they tell us to use 3,14, times the radius squared, and our radius, if you remember correctly, was 6. We're going to do 6 times 6, and times the height, which was 15. So now we can do that on a 4-function calculator without any problems at all. So it's 3,14 times by 6 times 6 times 15, and we get our answer of 1695.6. 1695.6, and remember your units. So those are centimeters cubed. You guys have noticed, and I think I did mention it last time, I leave out my units while I'm actually doing the calculation. I just find that sometimes they confuse me. And what happens is I know that some of my grade 10s in class actually find that if they've got like a meter squared, then they think, no, they must square the number. And it sometimes can get a little bit confusing. So leave them out. They're just numbers until the very last step, and then add your units at the end. So if we've done that, we've calculated the volume of the cylindrical box. Right, what's our next question? Josh decides that it's easier to make the rectangular money box and starts a small business, making and selling money boxes. It costs him 25 Rand 50 to make one money box, including labor and overheads. He intends selling the money boxes for 30 Rand. Now the question says, calculate the percentage profit. Now, as soon as I see this percentage, I know I have to times by 100. Josh will make on each money box. Right, so we're looking at our percentage profit is our profit divided by the cost. So first we have to work out what his profit is. So his profit is actually what he sold it for minus his expense. So let's work out, he sold the money box for 30 Rand, that was his income, and he made the money boxes for 25 Rand 50. So that is what his profit was. So we can do this calculation and we'll see that it is, I think, 4 Rand 50 is what he makes per money box. But they're asking us for percentage profit. So let's change our color and let's now work out, well, we're now taking our 4 Rand 50 and we're dividing it by our expenses, by the cost. So our cost was 25 Rand 50. And it's a percentage, so we're going to times by 100. So let's get our calculator out. And we're going to say 4 Rand 50 divided by 25 Rand 50 equals, and then times by 100. And we get 17.65%. As I said that number, I lost it. 17.65. Right, and that's his percentage profit. How many money boxes will Josh need to sell in order to make a profit of at least 400 Rand? So now we're looking at, he wants to make 400 Rand. And that's pure profit that he wants to make. So we're going to divide that by how much profit did he make per money box. And let's see what that calculation gives us. And again, guys, if you want to leave out these Rand values, you can, if they confuse you here too, leave out the units, that's fine. So we can leave out the units, except my 4 disappeared. And as long as we put a unit in the final answer. So let's do our calculation. So he wants to make 400 profit, and we're going to divide it by the amount of profit he makes per money box. And we're going to see that it's 88 point, let's make it 88.9. 88.9. But can he really make 88.9 money boxes? He's going to have to round that up to 89 boxes. If we rounded it down in this case, he's not going to quite make that 400 that he wants to make. So he will make a little bit more than the 400, but it said at least 400. So we've got our answer, and that's perfect. I think we're moving on to the next question. Yes, right. Okay, this is quite an interesting question. I enjoyed this. The gourmet gift basket broke the Guinness Book of World Records for the world's largest cup of coffee. And I was just saying in the break that we need a cup of coffee, Indy. They made
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
2010 gallons of fresh coffee was brewed in a specially constructed coffee mug, breaking the previous world record of 911.5 gallons. And that was set in 2007. The coffee mug was 7 feet high, and the diameter was 7 feet. The coffee was sold afterwards, and the proceeds were donated to Susan G. Komen's Passionately Pink for the Cure, a program encouraging people to wear pink and raise funds for the fight of breast cancer. So these are the 2 things I love about this. I love coffee and very passionate about saving and for breast cancer, so kind of appealed to me. Right, and there's a picture of our coffee mug. So remember, it was a diameter of 7 feet and it was a height of 7 feet. So now the question says, you want to write an article for your school newspaper about this record. But as the measurements are given in feet and gallons, your readers will find it difficult to understand, and probably you sitting at home are actually finding it hard to follow, because we're not quite sure what a foot is. We're not quite sure how big a gallon is or how much coffee that is. So when I tell you 2010 gallons, doesn't probably compute as much as I told you in liters. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to convert it. So we'll find it difficult to make sense of the magnitude of the record. The diameter of the mug is 7 feet. Convert the 7 feet to meters. And it says, do not round off your answer. What do they give us? They tell us that 1 foot is equal to 0.3048 meters. And we're looking for 7 feet. So this is clearly a ratio. So I need to see, what did I do from there? I multiplied by 7, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to times by 7. So my sum is basically 7 times by 0.3048. So let's see how many meters that actually is. So 7 times by 0.3048. And we see that it is 2,1336. 2,1336 meters. Now they asked us to not round off the answer. So we're going to not round off, and we're going to keep our 4 decimal places. Now if I tell you that it's 2.1 meters, you can kind of comprehend how big this coffee mug is, because it's 2 meters high and 2 meters in diameter. What I want to point out before I carry on is that with this kind of question, I know you guys know you need to multiply or divide. I always get, should I multiply or should I divide, is a common question I get. And I want you to make sense of the answer. 1 foot, we ended up with less meters. So I need an answer that is less than 7. And if I get an answer that's bigger than 7, then I know I've made a mistake and I've multiplied instead of divided, or I've divided instead of multiplying. So just make sense of your answer. I'm expecting a number less than 7 because that was less than that. Okay, let's move on to the next part of the question. Okay. Convert 210 gallons to liters. And we've got 1 gallon is 3,785 liters. So we know 1 gallon is equal to 3,785 litres. And now we want to know 2,010 gallons. And how many litres is that? And in this case, again, I multiplied by 2010. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to multiply by 2010. So let's do that on the calculator. Right, so I've got 2,010 gallons times by 3,785. And I get an answer of 7607.85. 7607.85. And that was litres. Now, can you see that makes a whole lot more sense to you? We've got 7,600 litres. That's a lot of coffee. And all I'm asking for is one little cup.
I know.
Okay.
One cup.
One cup. Okay. And again, are we expecting a number bigger? That's much bigger. In this case, that's much bigger. So we're expecting an answer that's bigger than 2010. So I've got probably the correct answer. Let's move on to the next part of the question. Right. Calculate the radius of the mug in meters. Do not round off your answer. Now, we have calculated 7 feet in one of our previous questions. So I'm going to try and get that. It was 2,1336. We've already calculated that. So now we want to calculate our radius. And our radius, remember, was half our diameter. So if we divide that by 2, and we're going to divide that by 2. So on our calculator, right, was 2,1336. Always check that what you're entering on the calculator is in fact what it says in your books. Divided by 2, and we get 1,0668. 1,0668. So that is my radius. And I'm sure we're going to have to hold on to these numbers. Maybe we should ask Indy to just keep a record of these numbers.
Okay.
We're going to need to, we might need them later. So 1,0668 is our radius.
1,0668.
And 2,1336 is our height. Right, let's move on to the next part of the question. Calculate the volume of the mug and give your answer to the nearest 100 litres, where we know 1 meter cubed is 100 litres. So let's see our volume. So we're looking for our volume, and I'm going to use pi as 3,14 times by my radius, which was 1,0668.
You're much nicer than
squared.
Peter. Peter just shouts at me the whole time. He's like, Indiana, remember the number.
I'm glad.
You're much kinder.
I'm glad.
Oh, hey guys.
And times by the height, what was that?
2,1336.
Oh, thanks, Indy.
Pleasure.
You're a star. Okay, so let's do that calculation first and get our volume. Right, and remember those are meters. So we're going to get our answer in meters cubed. So let's get our calculator out, and we're going to say 3,14 times by 1,0668 cubed. No, not cubed, squared. You see, I think we must check things. Squared, and times that by 2,1, what was it? 2,1336.
Let me have a little check. 2,1336.
336. Right. And let's get answer. So we got 7,6244. I'm going to leave it as kind of 4 decimal places. It seems 6244. Right, so we've got 7,6244 meters cubed. Was that the same answer? 6244. Right. But the question said calculate the volume and give it to the nearest 100 liters. They did not tell us to calculate the volume in meters cubed. But what they did tell us was that 1 meter cube is 1,000 liters. So in actual fact, if I had to take this 7,6244 and times it by 1,000, that will give me how many liters we have. So we can just move the decimal. So we've got 7,624,4 liters. I've just moved my decimal 3 places. And then it asked me to calculate to the nearest 100 liters. So when we're looking to simplify to 100, we're going to underline our 100. Look at the number next to it. Well, it doesn't change. So what we have, we've got 7,600 liters of coffee that they made. And that's one great world record. Okay, I think we've got enough time to work out how many mugs of coffee. Right, one coffee mug is 200 mils. How many mugs did they manage to sell? So we had 7,600 liters of coffee. One is 200 mils, but now I can't work in liters and mils, so I'm going to convert that by dividing by 1,000, the 1,000 mils in a liter, to 0.2 liters. If I divide this by 0.2 liters, that will tell me how many coffee mugs they sold. So let's get our calculator out. 7,600 divided by 0.2, and they sold 38,000 cups of coffee.
It's a lot of coffee.
That's a lot of coffee. It was going for a good cause. It really was going for a good cause. Let's see if they do more with their coffee. No, I think that we're going on to the next question. So before we go on to the next question, Indy, we got time to take a little bit of a break and we can stretch for a bit.
Yeah, let's do that. It's so funny. I'm just laughing at the page because thank you, Lindy, for posting a picture of a cup of coffee. I think this is her way of saying, here you go, here's some coffee.
Oh,
if only I could sip it through the screen. Also, she posted a picture. The greater your storm, the brighter your rainbow. So there's some inspiring words for you. And just one more before I go, another really nice one from Steffi, which I think is really important. She said, it's one of her favorite quotes. It's, whether believe you can or believe you can't, you're right. And that was from Henry Ford. Have a little think about that, guys, and we'll see you now after the break.